¿Sabías más de un lenguaje? Si la respuesta está sí, eres bilingüe. I'm in dual language, and because of that, I receive many positive benefits. For example, I can help people in ways others may not be able to. My mom is a class mom and is in the PTA. When somebody doesn't speak English, my mom and that person have a difficult time communicating. This is where I come in. I help my mom translate what they said or wrote. This improves their communication, and I feel rewarded for helping. Another benefit of speaking more than one language is the fact that it helps your brain. It helps you multitask better and focus better so you can pay better attention than monolinguals. A monolingual is a person that only speaks one language. The reason why it helps your brain is because you're constantly switching from one language to another. I know a lot of us here are young and not thinking about our jobs that we might have when we grow up, but being bilingual can give you the advantage of getting in the workplace and getting your dream job. You should also start learning the new language while you're still a kid so you can learn and sound more like a native. If you're an adult and learning a new language, don't stop. It's not that big of a deal. You just may not sound as much of a native of your new language. Kids are just a little bit better at learning new languages because their brains are more adaptable. This basically means that their brains are more able to change. Being bilingual helps your brain grow stronger, which makes it healthier and more complex. It helps you fight Alzheimer's and dementia later in life. No, this does not mean that you don't have to eat healthy and exercise. Anything we can do for our body seems important. Have you ever traveled to a foreign country and felt completely lost because you don't know the country's language? Well, if you ever find yourself in a restaurant in a different country, it would probably be a little useful to know at least some of that country's language. That way you're not ordering anything off the menu you're allergic to or don't like to eat. 56% of Europeans are bilingual. Only 15 to 20% of America is bilingual. ¿Qué pasa? This got me thinking, why don't we have more dual language programs for students to become bilingual? I feel so lucky to be in the dual language program at Jackson Avenue School. I have been in the program since I was in kindergarten, but I started learning a little bit of Spanish when I was in pre-K. I am so grateful to my parents being so forward-thinking and encouraging my sister and I to become bilingual. In the dual language program, we spend 1 week with our Spanish teacher, and she mostly speaks Spanish to us. Then we're with our English teacher. When we're with our Spanish teacher, we do math, and we even have to read in Spanish too. My teacher says that it's so important that we learn more Spanish and maybe even another language. That means we could potentially be trilingual. #squad goals. Some kids in the U.S. that speak a language besides English don't want to speak that language. I think this is silly because they can practice their English at school. I don't think they realize how lucky they are to be bilingual. I would go up to tell them they are missing out. I hope you realize how important being bilingual is. I hope you will try to join the dual language program. And if you are unable to, I hope you will still consider learning a new language, whether you're 1 or 100 years old. If you're from a country that speaks a language besides English, don't stop speaking that language, or you might forget it. I better see that low percentage of Americans being bilingual increase. I'm counting on you. Estoy contando contigo. Thank you.